Guys, thank you for joining. Yeah, Newcastle fans, bloody big going crazy today. There's already almost 200 of you in here. That's flipping crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna get Jamaal in here very, very quickly. But first, thank you for joining, because I know once he comes, no one cares about me anymore, and it's all about Jamaal, which is fine. But yeah, so we're just gonna have a general chit chat about his career, Newcastle, and guys, feel free to get involved in the comments. Feel free to ask any questions, and yeah, here we go. Let me just get him in here now. So I know you're just waiting for me. Here he is.
How you doing?
Yes.
What's happening? You good?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, no, man, just chilling, just playing Call of Duty.
Oh, as you do.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Just trying to stay fit. I'm enjoying the time with the little one. To be honest, don't really get that much time with him. So
Yeah, that's the first thing everyone's always saying. That whenever I speak to people, it's how much time they get to spend with the kids.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man. So, like I said, thank you for doing this. Yeah, I know it's not easy, especially being captain of Newcastle, to just come out and just be, talking to people, because you never know what's gonna get said or whatever. But you're in safe hands today. So.
I hope so.
No, you're in safe hands. You know this. But yeah. So, how you been like staying fit? Through this time and everything.
It was a bit of a weird one, really. So our last training session was Friday. We was meant to play against Sheffield United on the Saturday, but then that Friday evening, the manager just said the game's off and go back home and isolate.
Yeah.
So since then, the club given us like a team program that we need to stick with, and it's kind of just maintain your fitness really, and the sooner we get to starting back, then we'll try to progress our fitness again.
Yeah. Do you have any idea whatsoever when you're back, or when the league's back? I think everyone wants to know when are we getting back to football?
I think it all just depends on what the government do, really. I mean, I do think clubs and chairman and everyone will be pushing it to get it started back as soon as possible, but whatever the government says, I guess.
Yeah, but you're definitely missing it and ready to go.
Yeah, man, it's hard, but to be honest, it is hard. It's really hard. I miss training every day, and match days with all the fans, and that feeling. But at the same time, I do think it's giving people a real eye opener, and it's probably brought people closer in a weird way. Helping out each other and people less fortunate and things like that. So there's definitely benefits to take, and you just got to look at it in a positive way.
No, 100%. It's so funny because very quickly on the fans, yeah, I spoke to you earlier on, and I was saying your fan base is like, you see it on the TV and you see them up in the stands going crazy for football. Yeah. But they have been so good to me today, literally.
It doesn't surprise me.
No, they've been literally in the last hour. I think I've gained about 100 followers in the last hour alone on Twitter. They're really, really cool, and yeah, man, they're all looking forward to hearing from you, and they bloody love you, man, which is a good thing, I suppose.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the first thing I noticed when I signed for Newcastle is how kind and how nice the people are.
Yeah.
I'm from the Midlands, and I just feel like the higher up north you go, the people are just more friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Geordies are so friendly, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need a night out in Newcastle. All my friends always say, "Yeah, Daps, go to Newcastle, you'll enjoy it," and still never been. But yeah,
it's a good night out.
You mentioned you're from Midlands, so you're from Derby originally, isn't it?
Derby, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you because your youth was spent at Nottingham Forest, right?
Yeah.
How did you get into Forest?
Well, from a baby, from a toddler, from a kid, I've always played basketball, really. And then, you know, in primary school, I started getting into football, and then I signed for a local team called Cobra Oakwood. I'm from a place called Oakwood.
Mm.
So I signed for them. Just my mates were there, and it was a laugh. And then I went on to a team called Chesapeake, a team in Chad, in Derby.
Yeah.
And from there, I started to get like a few scouts. I think Derby County actually scouted me first, and I went for a trial there, and they didn't want me. So I went back to Chesapeake, trained, played, enjoyed myself. And then Nottingham Forest scout says, "Oh, can you come do a 6 weeks trial?"
Mm.
Well, spoke to my dad, sorry, because I think I was only about 9 or 10. Yeah, probably 9. And then straight away they just signed me. They saw potential, and from there, my career just pushed on.
Yeah, it's so like crazy that when you hear that how young you got into it. When you're actually that age, at 9 or 10, do you want to be a footballer, or is it just something that you're good at?
I mean, for me, like most kids probably as a kids, you know, start their career off or their childhood off dreaming to be a footballer, you know, idolizing an athlete, a footballer, and, you know, just really wanting to be like him. But mine was more basketball. But because, you know, basketball in England is not amazing, well, compared to football, you know, my parents, you know, kind of guided me and advised me, you know, you've got a good opportunity here. The coaches speak highly of you, and I did enjoy playing, and, you know, I just worked hard and listened to my parents and listened to the coaches. You know,
Yeah.
I've always just had to work hard, really.
So at what point was it where you realised, you know what, football's for me, you know, I actually want to do this? Like, was it when your parents sat you down and said, look, this is you?
Well, yeah, we had a discussion because it was, I think, when I was about 13 or 14. So I was still playing basketball when I was at Forest. And I had to make a decision. Are we going to choose football or basketball? And we said football. And my dad says, are you sure? And I said, yeah. And he says, okay. And then, you know, he's been pretty strict since then, like guiding me to do the right things. And, you know, his attitude is, right, you told me you want to play football, so I'm going to advise you in every way you need to listen. So early nights, eat the right food, just like make a lot of sacrifices when your mates roll out in the park, none of that. So
Who did you support growing up?
again, because I like basketball, I didn't really support anybody. It's
Bulls.
weird, actually.
Chicago Bulls.
Probably, yeah. Like Jordan and Rodman, all them. Probably Chicago Bulls, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen any of Jordan's documentary yet?
I'm dying to watch it. I'm too busy playing bloody Call of Duty every day. I'm going to watch it.
Are you any good at it?
I'm all right.
Any good at FIFA?
I'm all right. No, I don't really play FIFA, to be honest.
Oh, that's poor from you, man. That's poor. So, at Nottingham Forest, I didn't know this until today, actually, funny enough. Arsenal came in for you, apparently. Allegedly.
Yeah, I think they did. I don't know whether, I think I was about 15 or 16.
Yeah, so when you hear stuff like that, and then you hear, you know, it might be rejected or you can't go, does your head go? Or do you just think, it is what it is, it's whatever?
I think at that age, or especially for me, my head didn't go at all. I think it was just more the excitement and the you know, self-amaze of, like, you know, Arsenal even watching it, let alone putting a bid down. So I was just like, you know, proud of myself, and it just kind of wanted me to do better.
Yeah.
Just like kind of pushed me on, you know, if teams like that are interested, it's wanting me to push on.
Yeah, but you must have known that you were good for them to come in. Like, you must have known you had something about you. Or did you just think, you know, just cracking on with it?
Just getting on with it. I mean, I did, from the age of probably 15, I always played up an age group. Because, like, physically, I probably developed quite early, and, you know, I was always quite big and strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just from there, really, for 15, 16.
So how did Stevenage come about? Was it something you asked for, or did the club, you know, just make a decision to be like, look, we need him to get games, or how did it come about?
Yeah, I think, I can't remember what manager it was at the time. It might have been Billy Davis when I was at Forest. I think I made my debut under Steve Cottrell at Forest when I was 17. And then after that, it was Stevenage just came in for me, and then I sat down a manager, and he says, you know, you're young, try and get some first team football. At the time, they was in League One,
Mm.
and I went there. I think I was there for like 3 or 4 months. We got to the semi-finals of the playoffs against Sheffield United, and we lost. And then I came back, and then I was, playing for Forest after that.
What was that like? All of a sudden, what was the difference between Stevenage and Forest? Like the main thing you saw, where you're just like, okay, now we're playing, because that was championship, right? It must be championship. That was championship.
Yeah, Forest were championship.
Yeah. So like, what was it like playing for you? I mean, playing for them, where you're just like, whoa, this is mad.
I think the biggest thing that I seen, and it made me, turn into a man faster, was just, just the men in the changing room. I went from, because at the time at Forest, I went from like youth team football and reserve football, under 18s to in a League One first team dressing room where the players at the time, they needed to win to pay their bloody mortgage or, for bonuses and things like that. So it was more to just play football for money. They needed to, it was win or, there's a lot on the line.
Mm.
And, it just made me grow up really fast. And, we had to clean our own boots, wash our own clothes. And that's probably the difference, because at Forest, you're nice.
Yeah.
You've got people to do that for you. So that was probably the biggest difference.
Yeah. So obviously at Forest, everything's going well. You're getting regular football. Clubs are coming in for you, allegedly. I'm always going to use the allegedly one, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, clubs are coming in for you, and you just got to get your head down. What is it like knowing that you're on the verge of? Because it's not teams in and amongst you. It's Premier League teams which are being spoken about. What's it like for you having to still knuckle down and concentrate, knowing that, listen, I'm right there?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough because, the people and the players you have around you at the time, it's, people want to talk about it and this and that. But, my parents have always said to me, that's what parents and agents for. They deal with that side of stuff. The only thing you need to concentrate and even think about is staying fit and playing football. So I kind of just try to do that, just let my football sort the rest out. And as long as I'm playing well and performing, the rest should take care of itself.
So when you heard Newcastle were coming in for you, was that pretty much a thing of, other clubs have come in before and it's not happened? Or was there something about this move where you felt, oh, this actually might be on?
I think the thing with Newcastle, because throughout my youth career and reserves and time at Forest, there was speculation with all clubs about, oh, they're going to bid and they want Lascelles and this and that, and they were watching me. But the thing with Newcastle is it was literally like overnight. My agent around me says, Newcastle won,
Oh, well.
You've got a medical this week, and it was done like that. So there wasn't really any newspaper talk, no hype on social media, no speculation. It was just, I think it was done properly, to be honest, because I didn't know anything about it, so I could just concentrate. Yeah. And then it was like, do you want to go? And I was like, of course.
Yeah.
And then it was just done. I was up there doing my medical, and then I think I did a loan back at Forest for a year.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that. Yeah. Obviously, you signed, they've loaned you straight back. You've now got to play a whole season with Forest, even though you probably love that at Forest. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm a Newcastle player. So does that mean your standards go higher, or is it a thing of, let me coast, not get injured? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird year, to be honest, because I was obviously eager to get up to Newcastle, and towards the end of that season, there was a few injuries with the defenders at the time, and it was a bit of a weird season. So yeah, of course, the whole time it was in the back of my mind that I'm a Newcastle player, but I tried to do the right things and be a good pro, but it's a big distraction now. You don't even play for them, so
yeah. Do you remember your Premier League debut?
My Premier League debut? Yeah, I do.
What's it like coming on? 50 minutes, I think you came on?
Left back.
50 minutes you came on, and then literally having to deal with that Man City team. For those of you who don't know, you obviously came on in a, not one of your final memories.
Yeah.
Newcastle lost to Man City 6-1. Coming on in that game and seeing Aguero just do all of that, what was that like for you? Your first game?
I mean, I don't really know. I just 55th minute. I think I don't know who got injured, but I just got asked to play left back, and I'm not sure what the scoreline was at the time. Well, it wasn't going to get any better with me coming on. So,
nah, I wouldn't. You ain't played much left back, have you?
Well, I'm right-footed for a start. So.
Yeah. Wait, you must have been thinking, oh, this is flipping meh. Yeah. What can you remember from that game about Aguero,
though? Did he score 4 that game?
Yeah. He might have scored 5, was it? Was it 4 or 5? He scored 4 or 5. I remember De Bruyne scored as well, like an overhead kind of kick. But yeah, Aguero must have scored 4 or 5. Like, what was he like in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I've played against him quite a few times, and he's definitely the hardest striker I've played against by far.
Oh, you think you that given like 100% for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Why? Go
on. I don't know. Like, I don't mind a striker if they're fast and they'll do like or if they're strong or if they're tall. But you know, the ones that are just so smart and just know the game and just they don't let them feel you, because I want to make contacts. I'll try to use my main attributes. Well, he doesn't let you.
Yeah.
And if he gets a chance, he's going to score. So.
Okay, interesting you said. I thought you might have said Kane for some reason. I don't know.
Harry Kane's definitely up there. He's a world-class striker. But for me, because Aguero's like small and nippy and you can never see him, I feel like you have to concentrate a lot more.
Yeah.
But that's just me anyway,
Yeah. What I did want to ask you is that after that game, coincidence or not, I don't know, but you weren't really in the team, which is very different to now, up until like the new year. And for those people watching, what is it like for you as a player being out of a team? Like, where does your mind kind of go?
Well, it was kind of like, for one, I was so happy to be there. It's my first season in the Premier League. So, a lot of my first year was looking at the likes of Colaccini and Stephen Taylor, Mike Williamson. They were kind of the centre halves at the time. And I was, trying to do my best in training to give myself a chance. But, I was 19, 20. So, it's always going to be difficult. I did feel like I was ready that first year, but I didn't really get given that many chances until probably later on in the season when there was a few injuries.
Yeah. What was I remember, was that the team that had Colaccini in it?
Yeah, I think Steve McLaren was manager at the time.
Yeah. What was Colaccini like as a player? I mean, not as a player, as a person.
Yeah, he was probably best way to describe him. He was a gentleman.
Okay.
It was just, you get different type of captains for different reasons. He was just, polite. He was I don't know. He was a good pro. And then you get some captains that shouting, screaming, just, So he was more like a gentleman, good pro. He'll listen, he'll talk. That sort of captain. He was a great man.
And Steve McLaren is the one that obviously brought you there. So when a manager goes out and he's the one that's brought you to the club, do you ever get this thing about yourself where you're just like, hold on, do I have to question my future now, or am I going to get playing time?
To be honest, again, it was kind of a weird one, because when I actually signed for Newcastle, it was Alan Pardew who signed me. But then I don't know whether he got sacked or left. I think he went to Crystal Palace, I think.
Oh yeah, because you went back to Nottingham Forest and then come back. And
yeah, but I've done a year, and then within that year, Pardew left and it was Steve McLaren in. So it wasn't like he signed me. So yeah, I guess for everyone it was a fresh start because he was the new manager.
Okay, Benitez then comes in, and then he's obviously a big manager with a big CV. Did you feel his quality straight away when he come in the club?
Yeah, straight away. I mean, just because of everything that he's done, the trophies he's won, the teams he's managed that. Straight away, that just brings you respect as a man, as a human being. You have to respect that person. And so straight away, the players took to him. And he was a perfectionist. Everything's detailed. The training session ain't finished until it's perfect. Yeah, it was just perfectionist, really. Everything had to be like spot on, not just down to stuff on the pitch, like cooking, everything, stuff in the gym.
Would you say that under him is where you really like started to flourish?
Yeah, I guess so, because he come in and he played me towards the end of the season. I'd done quite well. Well, I'd done well enough for them the following season for him to give me the armband. So
yeah, what I did want to say to you as well was, as a young player coming in, it could be quite daunting to really, stamp your authority and mark the ground. So that game after Southampton, where you come out in the press and said, to be honest, I ain't got a problem with it. I think what you said was what was needed. And you obviously felt at the time that it was needed. When you've come out and done that, basically all you said was that you need more characters, basically. And it's not good, and it's not good enough, which is fine. When you then go back into the changing room, is it a thing where you're looking left and right thinking, should I have said that? Because obviously it was in the heat of the moment, right after a loss.
Not really, no, because it needed to be said, and I thought I was saying the right thing. So, and I had at the time I had a few friends, but football's not about making friends and being nicey and pally. It's about winning the game, and if it means a few people get upset, then that's fine. Hopefully we get some sort of reaction from it, and I think we probably did.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, because that was right about the time where you were like going down. Sorry, and then you got relegated. What was the mood around like Newcastle like around that time? Were you almost not scared to go out, but is it one of those things where you just kind of stay out of everyone's way because they love football so much?
Kind of, but then at the same time, I think the fans and everyone involved at Newcastle and the players, we knew we had Rafa as a manager at the time, and we just thought, okay, championship season, we've done some business, got some players in, got some different players in, and the whole atmosphere kind of changed. It went from trying to stay in the league mentality to we need to win every single game mentality.
Yeah,
that was it for us. Even if we drew, we was angry. Even if we conceded a goal, there'd be arguments and fights in the dressing room.
And that's
the whole mentality changed.
Yeah, was it? Obviously, it was your goal to just go straight back up, but you were pushed all the way. Was it Brighton?
Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, Brighton pushed you all the way. Do you feel like towards the end of the season you made that harder work than it had to be?
Oh, the whole season we made it such hard work. I mean, considering the amount of games we won, like the games we lost, I think we lost twice to Blackburn, who I think that season got relegated. Yeah. There was a few games in there where we just didn't perform, and we made it hard for ourselves. And I think towards the end, maybe February time or something, it was like us and Brighton and Huddersfield. It was all really close, and we just managed to get it at the end. I think Brighton were top. They thought they'd won, so they'd all gone out celebrating, and then we managed to. I think on the last day of the season, it was so special because, as it stood, if they were to win that game and we were to win, they were still going to come first. So we obviously won our game, and then was waiting for the results of their game. The whole stadium was silent, and then we got the news that I think it was Villa they played. I think Jack Grealish scored. Yeah. And then that was us first. Yeah. And you can imagine what Newcastle was like then.
Yeah, I bet you were happy to be out in and around Newcastle during them times, because it must be absolutely mental.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy season. It was you couldn't write it really from everything that happened. Me getting the armband and that season. It was just it was a really fun season. Yeah.
With the armband, was it something that you wanted? Was it something that you expected when it actually came to you?
I didn't expect it at all. Really, it was was in pre-season in Ireland, and we just played a friendly game, and the Rafa just said to me at the time, "You're the captain today. Here's the armband."
Mm.
And obviously, I put it on and played the game, and I was thinking, "Why is he giving me the armband?" You know, Matt Ritchie was playing. There was some players on the team where you thought they could be good captains. And then the next game, he gave me armband again, but he didn't actually say to me, "You're the official captain."
Yeah.
And then we played a home game in pre-season. He gave me the armband again, and then he pulled me into the office. I think he spoke to some of the players before and says, "You know, thinking about Jamaal as a captain." And they was all like, "Yeah," and then he just pulled me in and says, "I want to make you club captain."
No, that's big. And what did it mean to you to be captain?
It was one of the most amazing things ever, really. I mean, it was just like, I knew a lot of pressure was going to come. I knew I'm going to have to act a certain way. I was down myself, kind of, you know, deal with it. Like, it's a lot to take on. The huge fan base, the expectation, you know, what the club's been through, the captains who have previously worn the armband. Am I going to be able to, you know, am I good enough? So there's all them things going around my head. But, you know, at the time but then I say to myself, well, Rafa Benitez has given me the armband.
Yeah.
So he's not done it for no reason.
No, that's big, man. And I remember that summer you lot have come back to the Prem now, and I know quite well. Me personally, I did think you guys would struggle, but the only reason why I maybe thought you wouldn't struggle was because you did have Rafa Benitez, who's like a cheat code. Do you know what I mean? So, what was behind you lot's finish? Because you finished, I think 10th that season.
The first season in the Premier?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did finish 10th. Yeah, it was a great season.
What was behind that? Because it's not like you brought in crazy like signings or anything. So, what was behind the good finish?
He had a group of players that wanted to work for the club. That there was no individuals. So to start off, that's a good start. You know, when there's no individuals in a team, that's important. Obviously, every single home game for us, teams are going to think, going to Newcastle, they're going to think it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. Because
of the fans, with the atmosphere and all of that. And, you know, and obviously with the manager we had, I think tactically we were spot on. We had a lot of clean sheets. We didn't concede that many goals. The games we won, they weren't like 3-4-0, but they were 1-0s. They were enough to get it done. So
no, I love that. Rafa Benitez is obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, so at the time when Wenger left, I was actually one of those who was like, I want Rafa, and it didn't happen. We got Emery, and that's a story for another day. But what I did want to talk to you about as well were a couple of players in your team who I rate very highly, and I want to just maybe see what you think about them. So, Jonjo Shelvey.
Yeah.
Right. I love Shelvey. And I think from the outside looking in, I think he should be playing for England. I think you should be playing for England, but we'll get to that one as well. What's it like playing with Jonjo?
Again, with Jonjo, he's the type of player that straight away he brings respect, like the players respect him. Because, you know, he kind of leads by example in terms of what he does on the pitch, and, you know, by his quality, really. He's naturally gifted, and he's a great person to have in your team. You know, you think when he's on the pitch, we can create something out of nothing, because he's got the ability to do that from a set piece. Anytime the ball's at his feet, he can create something out of nothing. So yeah, he's a fantastic player to have in your team, and he's been great for us.
Yeah, no, if you're not going to say it, then I will. I do think Shelvey definitely warrants an England call-up. I think, again, Maxim, Saint-Maximin, the one that everyone loves. Character, what's he like?
He's he's a great player.
Mm.
He's just physically, you know, the guy from for Wolves, Traore.
Yeah.
Like Max, he says he never does gym. He's never done gym before.
Mm.
But he's strong as an ox. He's fast.
Yeah.
That's so explosive, and you know, you get good dribblers with a ball, but normally they might be weak or they might just get knocked off the ball easier. That's not him. He's got it all.
Mm.
Can go both ways. And again, he's a great person to have around. He's funny. He brings an upbeat lift to the dressing room. Always making jokes, dancing.
Yeah. So he is how he comes across, because even with his social media, he's a joker, and he does do the same thing even at within the squad.
Yeah, no, he's lovely. Honestly, you know, I'm buzzing his hair the minute we signed him. You know, I watch his clips on YouTube, and you know, anybody watching that, you think, wow, he's amazing. And you know, he's his first year in England, and I think he's adapted really well. You know, he's settled in. He's felt what the Premier League's about, and you know, he's done really well. And I think next year or next season, I think he's gonna do even better. So, you know, I'm thankful we signed him.
Yeah, it must be like such a relief when you're defending like a low block, you know, up against it, and you know you can literally, you know, not so many words, kick the ball up there, and know that he's just gonna go. And Almiron as well.
Yeah,
problems.
Yeah, no, it is, especially if we're playing against a bigger team, and you know, our tactic for that day is to kind of sit behind and look to counter and running behind. You know, they're two great players that can get us up the pitch and go play some attacking football in their half.
Yeah, no, that's big. The other player I will talk about before we move on, Matt Ritchie, another player that I like. He's really good around the club, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the minute I was obviously here before him, when he signed, you know, as soon as he signed, I just thought to myself, and I actually said it to him, I says, you're exactly what we've been missing. He's a perfectionist, but he's a player. Everything's got to be right. He eats perfect, he sleeps right, his diet, he trains, he doesn't leave training until he's satisfied, he stays behind, he's the first one, he's the last start.
Yeah.
And you know, when you have them sort of players in your team, and you can get like, you know, so I'm on board with that. So there's me and him, and then if we can drag like 2 or 3 players on board with, you know, being a good pro and doing all the right things, then the rest of the players will see that, and then it builds that sort of mentality where we've got to sort of be this way.
No, that's yeah. I would. That's the image I kind of got of him, to be honest. I remember when he came back from injury, and everyone was so happy. Was it a cup? Was it FA Cup? He come back.
Yeah, we played Leicester, and I think he broke his ankle.
Yeah, and then when he came back, it was literally like a whole new signing. And I remember seeing the crowd just absolutely go mad for him. So, yeah, it was Chowdhury. Yeah.
Yeah, Chowdhury. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Chowdhury.
Bad tackle.
Steve Bruce came in after Rafa. For you first, actually, when Rafa actually left, was there a conversation had beforehand, or do you get the same message that everyone else gets, that, you know, he's not our manager anymore, or blah blah blah?
Yeah, we didn't have a conversation about him leaving. No.
No. So when Steve Bruce walked in through the door, what are your initial thoughts?
I was over the moon. You know, he's got a good record. You know, and straight away from pre-season, you could tell it's a different type of manager. And you know, it's something that I can really, you know, I really like. You know, it's all about working hard, being fit, being strong. You know, and it's kind of built the team to do that, and I think that's why we've been, you know, quite successful this season. You know, our running stats are always high.
Mm.
You know, we press, we're well organised, and you know he's driven that by himself. So he's done a fantastic job.
No, that's excellent. Do you think over the next, well, we don't actually know when the season's coming back or anything, but Newcastle, for the club that they are, like the size of the club that they are, do you think Europe is something that is achievable in the next season or two?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Every game you play, you know, we do fancy ourselves. We do,
Mm.
especially home games. So, you know, why not? For me, I do think a lot of it is about who turns up at the day.
Mm.
Because you know, especially the season, well, that we're still in, pretty much. You know, we've beaten some big teams. We've lost to smaller teams. You know, big teams have lost to small. So anyone can beat anyone now.
England call up. That has got to be on your mind.
It used to really be on my mind.
Mm.
To be honest, it used to really not get to me, but I think especially the first season in the Premier, we finished 10th.
Mm.
I thought I had a good year then, and I thought I'd done enough, but I didn't. So now I've just kind of just thought, you know, just really concentrate on my club and just do as well as I can, and not even think about anything else.
But surely, yeah, you ain't got to answer this one. But you must look around sometimes and look at some of the England squads and think, nah, you deserve to be there.
I mean, I think the players playing it now, I think they're fantastic. You know, the centre halves are great. But yeah, like I said, like the season where we finished 10th, I thought I'd done enough to get in, but it didn't happen. So we move.
We move. But hopefully you get to, you know, get that call up soon. I'll say it. As a defender, which other defenders in the league? Obviously, there's, you know, the Virgils. Which other defenders do you look at and think, no, that's a defender right there, apart from, you know, Virgil, obvious.
Him?
Just him.
No, obviously there's loads more, but like he's something else.
Mm.
He's got everything. He's good on the ball. He's strong. He's a leader. He's tall. He scores goals. Everything you want from your centre half, he's that and more.
Mm. Is there a game that stands out to you in your mind this season where you had an absolute, you know, great game?
Me personally,
yeah.
I think the one for my mind, because I got injured. I got injured against Bournemouth, like quite early on in the season. I cracked a bone in my leg.
Mm.
I was out for 8 weeks probably.
Yeah.
And then I'd done, and then I didn't train, and then I went straight into a cup game at home. Yeah. We won, and then I think I trained a bit, and then we played Chelsea at home, and then I started. And you know, for me, it was too soon. Although I'd done a lot of running to try and get fit, there's nothing like, you know, match fitness. And after being out so long, there's nothing like match fitness. And you know, we played Chelsea, beat them 1-0. Obviously, that was my first game back in after being out for so long. So I think that game probably stands out for me in terms of just because I was injured for a while and then didn't really train much and just straight back in. So,
how hard is it for you to do media? Because you coming on here isn't something you see every day, unless it's like Sky Sports or something.
Yeah.
But for you as a footballer, and not just any footballer, you're captain of one of the biggest clubs in the country.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you to come out and just do media? Do you have to be very, very careful about what you do?
You do have to be careful because there's times where I slipped up before.
Mm.
But for me, it's like we're just having a conversation. It could be out on the park or on the phones.
Mm.
doesn't really matter.
Except you got almost 800 people bloody in the comments going mad, and they all want to talk about one thing. But
Yeah,
we
apart from that, then yeah, it's not too bad.
Who would you say your top 5 strikers in the Prem that you've come up against would be?
Aguero, Harry Kane, Aubameyang.
Oh, thank God you said him, man.
Who else we got? Top 5. You don't really class Salah as a striker, do you?
Who? Salah?
Yeah.
No, you can put Salah up there. Yeah, you can put Salah up there.
Well, I'll go Salah. Would you class Sterling's not a striker, but you kind of just...
Who's the most difficult to play against out of them, apart from Kane, like you said earlier on?
Aguero.
I mean, not Kane, Aguero. Apart from Aguero, who's the most difficult to play against?
Sterling. Yeah. I mean, he's not an out and out striker. But when you come up against him, he's just, because he's so sharp. And obviously, I'm like 6'3". He's like, I'm not sure what height he is, but he's just so sharp and like low to the ground.
Yeah.
Just everything they do is at a fast tempo. Like, they very rarely are jogging. Like, it's either they've got the ball, possession, calm.
Yeah.
And then when they attack, it's like lightning. And then when they lose the ball, it's like lightning.
Yeah.
So you don't really get a chance to breathe.
Would you say Liverpool, though, are the hardest team you played this season?
Yeah, by far.
By far?
Yeah.
What was the score when you played Man City?
We drew 2-2 at home.
I remember that one, actually.
And then I think we need to play them again.
Yeah. Okay, cool. How much information... In fact, no, I'm not going to ask that one. When like fans and everything are going crazy in the, in the stands, for certain things for whatever reason. So it might be at managers, it might be at the owners, it might be at the player. How much pressure does that add to you as captain?
To be honest, there has been a lot of like things said and stuff in the media, and obviously trouble with, the fans to the owner, and there has been a lot of negative stuff going on. But as players and as a captain, our job is to try and ease everyone's problems by putting in performances and get points on the board. So we just have to try and look at it like that. We can't affect nothing but what we do when we cross the white line. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if this is in the comments. They keep saying cans. I don't know what cans are.
I've got no idea. I keep saying that. I'm thinking,
I don't know what cans are.
What, there's a drink or something in the background.
I ain't got a clue what cans are.
Let's ask them what are cans.
Go on. Let me know what cans are. And while they do all of that, what we do here on Daps Can Chat, we ask the players to name their five-a-side team of players, past and present, whoever, whether you played against them or not, just your 5 teams. If you had a five-a-side tournament and you had to pick your team, who would you put in your five-a-side?
Am I in the team or not?
I'm not. Do you think you're good enough to be in the team?
Well, I choose Virgil.
You choose Virgil. Okay. Yeah. This is past and present,
Past and present. Who I've played against?
No, this could be anything. So if you want to put R9, if you want to put R9 in there, yeah. If you want to put R9 in there, you put R9 in there.
Oh, okay. Goalkeeper. He's a goalkeeper, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I would hope so.
Okay. Don't really know about Buffon.
And then who would you put Virgil at the back by himself?
Five-a-side. Centre back. Probably go Rio.
Oh, I love that.
I think he'd be better at five-a-side.
Yeah.
Probably go Rio. Rio, what, 2 defenders?
It's up to you. You're 5-a-side. So you got Buffon, you got Rio.
I'll probably go Rio and maybe Roberto Carlos. You know, this is kind of hard to do like live. You know what I mean? So I'll probably go Rio and Roberto Carlos as your 2 at the back sort of thing.
Rio, Roberto Carlos,
Wait,
Buffon.
that means we've only got 2 people left?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
That's
sorry.
5.
Sorry, take Carlos out.
Carlos out.
I'll probably put, I need to think about it. I'm going to put Messi in there, obviously. Messi.
So wait, that's Buffon,
Rio.
Messi. That's 3.
2 more. I need a goal. Top of my head. Omri.
Excellent. I'm not going to argue with that one at all.
I need kind of like a midfielder, like a passer.
Isaac Hayden.
He's good, you know.
I know he's very good. He used to be at Arsenal. He's very good.
All time. All time. Name a few, like, I can't even think right now.
Seedorf, Gerrard, Zidane.
Maybe Zidane.
You ain't mentioned Ronaldinho.
Oh, Ronaldinho. Probably, I'll go Zidane.
You go Zidane.
Yeah, because I need like a centre mid, that someone passing and all that.
What I'm going to do at the end, when all this lockdown and everything's over, I'm actually going to put together everyone's 5-a-sides that they've chosen and then see how they match up and get everyone to vote. But let me quickly, for the last 5, I'm going to just fire some questions at you. Do you know your song?
My favourite song?
That they sing for you?
They used to.
Do you see yourself finishing? Do you see yourself finishing your career at Newcastle, or would you like to at least?
Yeah.
You would like to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one question. Guys, fire your questions in now, by the way, because once he goes, this is it. Who's the biggest prankster at Newcastle?
Kieran Clark, probably.
He's Newcastle through and through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. How does it feel when 52,000... Okay, I'm not going to use that exact terminology. But when 52,000 fans are, you know, booing, when they're not happy with the performances, how does that feel for you?
Yeah, it's... you hear it, you feel it, and, you know, it does get to you. But you just want to do better and, you know, try and make them happy.
Okay, cool. But yes, guys, this has been absolutely great. I know you're all waiting for one thing, and I'm just going to say it, and that is that Jamaal Lascelles is an absolute legend. So don't know if that's what you're waiting for me to say, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, man. And thank you so much, man. When it's all done, when lockdown's all finished, we're going to do this properly. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, man, and thank you so much.
No worries, man. I had a good time. It was funny. Good time.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, guys, keep liking, subscribing. Follow at Counter Attack Pod, which is my podcast. You know, you get all of these players talking about their stuff. So, yeah, Jamaal, love that.
Nice one. Take care,
This is going to be up on YouTube, everyone.
All right, thank you for having me on.
Do you want to say anything to your fans?
Hopefully get to see you guys soon.
All right, later, man.
All right, see you later. Bye.
See ya.